Okay, welcome to Jack. To get the ball rolling, why don't you pick which game you want to play?
Where's old man? He's been licking the top of the donuts. I wasn't even near it, boys.
Nobody really.
And how many players do we have playing today?
You know that question.
Good enough. Player 1, type your name in.
At the end, the fart.
Thank you much. Player 2, let's have your... Thank you.
Mean to get out of myself.
Player 1, your buzzer is the letter Q, as in, boy, it would really hurt to have quintuplets. And player 2, you buzz in on the letter P, as in the beautiful Lori Partridge.
I love TV.
Forget it, we'll just promo it in.
1 second. What is that on this?
Okay, listen up. You're gonna get a bunch of questions. If you think you know the answer, buzz in, then type a 1, 2, 3, or 4, whichever answer you want, or if it's a fill in the blank, just type in the answer.
10.
Good luck.
9. 8.
Get rid of the desktop, please.
6.
And
5.
black.
4.
My
3.
Little Available. Also available, My Little Split Personality and My Little Addiction.
ACS, alligators crafted.
Alternating current.
Angelic Claudia Cold children.
Acrophobia coming soon.
Acrophobia, the hilarious word game that puts your creativity on the line.
It's time for the show where high culture and pop culture collide.
Hey, yeah, okay, welcome to our Clown Car of Trivia episode. We got the facts just pouring out of the car here, and, well, I gotta tell you, I hope they knock it off. Okay, then, let's get to the game before they start up again. This is going to be a long one, huh? All right, first I need to pass out some screws. Here you are, 1 screw for each of you. Okay, word on the screws. If you get to a question that you know your neighbor doesn't have the answer to, show no mercy. Buzz in, hit the S key, and screw them. Believe me, it's fun. Okay, you ready to go? Let's do it. Player 2, give me a category.
Question number 1.
For your viewing pleasure, philosophers in blue jeans. You get it right, you get 2K. Think fast, it's question time. If Plato had entered a tight jeans contest, what would he have... All yours, Player 1. No, this phrase was uttered by the brilliant philosopher Devo. Player 2, balls in your court. Player 2, grab... It was Plato who said the unexamined life is not worth living. To find out more about Plato's teachings, or his ass, visit your local library. Player 2, take your pick. This category is known as Girls Are Scary. How does $2,000 sound? Ready? Catch this. Which of these is not the title of an action? Player 2. Yeah, I made this one up. And I'll tell you, it seems to me like there are some guys out there who have issues with powerful women. Not me, though. I'm completely comfortable with my...
Hey, Schmitty, can you speak up a little?
Ow, please don't hurt me! Please don't hurt me! Player 2, what do you want? Yeah, Player 1, move over. Player 2, you got yourself a dis or dat. And this dis or dat questions category is existential horror. Read all about it. Okay, I'm going to read off 7 book titles, and for each one, I want you to tell me if it was written by an existentialist or Stephen King. As each one comes up, if it's existential, hit 1. If it's by Stephen King, press 2. And to skip it, press 4. You get $500 for each right answer, and you lose $500 for each one you get wrong or that you don't get to. Okay, you got 30 seconds. You ready? Let's dance. The Stand, existentialist or Stephen King? The Stranger, Misery, Nausea, The Plague, No Exit. One more, Desperation. That'll do it. Perfect. And with time to spare, no less. Here you go. Congratulations. Let's move on. Player 1, give me a category.
Hallelujah! Bow your heads and pray to Thor.
The category, you're watching Pope TV. We're playing for $3,000 this time. Heads up, here it comes. According to canonical hours, which of the following... Player 2, you gotta answer it. In canonical hours, prime is the first hour of the day, or 6 a.m. But apparently there's quite a ratings battle between News at Sunrise and World's Scariest Morning News over on Fox. Player 1, looks like you're the one who's screwed. That's the end of round 1. We'll be back with round 2 right after these messages.
To learn more about an advertiser, hit any key on your keyboard. We'll show you more information after you leave the game.
Dan Hut, lay chain of command at 2am.com today, soldier.
Vote.
What sport lets you wear the coolest clothes?
Vote.
Which national news anchor baby talks during commercial breaks?
Vote. Democracy depends on you.
Welcome back. Time to play round 2, where the values are doubled. All right, if everybody's ready, let's do it. Player 2, how about a category? All right, flesh, butt, spits, I'm poor.
It's time for a Snickerclish restroom.
Let's see if you can make some sense out of this gibberish category. Darth Vader's secret fantasy. The opening value of this gibberish question is $10,000. Now check this out. As the time disappears, so does the money. So the sooner you buzz in, the better. Okay, all you Wookiees. What does this rhyme with? Player 1, it's all you. Type in your... Yep, the whole deal got rolling when Thomas Jefferson overheard some French official making some offhand remark about, and if you believe that, we have some swampland in Louisiana we'd like to sell you. Player 1, what are we doing?
We're a bunch of hicks and we love the question 6.
Coming at you, trying to show up the Lord. $2,000 for a correct answer. Okay, hold on to those communion wafers. We've got an analogy for you. Sea of Galilee is to Jesus as Sea of Tranquility. Take a shot. Jesus walked on the waters of the Sea of Galilee. Neil Armstrong took his first steps on the moon in a region called the Sea of Tranquility.
That's one small step for man, one giant leap for women. Houston, we have a drowning.
What's it gonna be, player 2?
7, lucky 7.
Well, what do we have here? Of mouse and men. And this one's gonna be worth $4,000. So, looks like the mouse has got a little competition down there in Florida. What with this new Universal theme park opening up? Which attraction might you expect from the owner of the Player 1! Universal Studios theme park is owned by my very close personal friends at Seagram's. Should be a lot of fun. I hear they're going to hire actors to walk around the park dressed like 7 and 7. Pick a category, player 1.
2, 4, 6, 8. Question 8 is jailbait. Go 8.
Well, what do we have here? And now, Sex Talk with your host, Boing! Heads up, this one's going to be $6,000. See what you can do with this one. Imagine you tune in to National Public Radio's... Gotta answer it, player 1. My close personal friends, Tom and Ray, otherwise known as Click and Clack, are the hosts of Car Talk. They're great guys. I just wish they wouldn't crack so many jokes. You know, it's really inappropriate when you're talking about such grave matters. Nice work, player 2. Looks like you're getting screwed. Let's see how you handle the hardware. Player 1, tell me what's next. Aloha, question number 9. I believe this one is called, Who Took My Get Out of Jail Free Card? I'll give you 4,000 clams for this bad boy. One question coming right up. Say Ted Turner, Bill Gates, Donald Trump, and Rupert Murdoch. Player 2. The Sherman Antitrust Act was passed by Congress to protect against monopolies like owning all the railroads. Yeah, it's too bad, too, because Turner had big plans for his railroad empire. First, he was going to rename the B&O the T&O, then rename the Pennsylvania the Turnervania, then rename the Reading the Turnering. That's the end of round 2. We'll be right back with round 3 after this.
So in the middle of the movie, and I'm like, oh my god, the good character is the one.
Kinda makes talking seem overrated, doesn't it? Air Crisps. One taste, and you'll be back.
Welcome back. It's time to play round 3. All right, like it or not, you're getting a screw. Only one. That should be plenty. You ready? Good. We're starting. Player 2, what looks good?
10 fingers and 10 toes. Would you like to have a cheap cigar?
For your enjoyment, choose company. 3 is a tabloid headline, and this one's going to be worth $6,000. I don't know, too much to keep up with these days. Fighting overseas, the millennium is approaching, and who knows what the heck Ben Affleck, Brad Pitt, and Gwyneth Paltrow are up to, right? Say Ben Affleck, Brad Pitt, and Gwyneth Paltrow all show up. Player 2, you gotta answer it. A binary star occurs when 2 stars both orbit around a common center of mass. In this case, Gwyneth. Of course, they'd have to find a solar system large enough to hold all 3 of them. Player 1, this is why they tell you to remember the names of all the people you screwed, because it's going to come back to haunt you. How about a category, Player 2?
It's 11 minus 1 plus 2 minus 1 is 11.
For your enjoyment, sometimes you feel like a moron. How does $4,000 grab you? Okay, according to the folks at Almond Joy, sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't, right? Well, if you sometimes feel like Newt, what do you feel like? An Egyptian goddess, an eel, a Mongolian clay hut, or a Chinese dog? In Egyptian mythology, Nut was a sky goddess who married the earth and produced a bunch of other gods. And if you sometimes feel like her, well, then you're nuts. Player 1, your choice.
Well, let's delve into question 12.
Let's see what we got going. Get it out of me! I got $2,000, says you don't know this one. Eyes forward, we're going. Which of these demonstrates someone using contractions while having... Player 1! When 2 words really love each other, like I am and it is, and they get together and make new words, like I'm and it's, that's where contractions come from. People use them all the time. As in, you're not the father, Schmitty, and you'd better pack your stuff and leave before I call the police. Honey, if you're still listening, I love you. Just give me another chance. Let's have a category, Player 1.
Look at the green.
It's 13.
This one's called How to Overtake the Earth, and this one's worth $4,000. Ready? Here's the question. If the group of animals with the greatest sheer numbers on Earth were to rise up and conquer, what plants, animals, you name it, insects outnumber them all.
I am your new insect overlord. Take me to your leader. Or the nearest garbage dump. Hear me?
Player 1, why don't you give me a category?
Ain't no love like number 14.
For For your viewing pleasure, the bright lights are freaking me out. I'll give you 4,000 clams for this bad boy. And now, your question. Imagine a remake of the movie Bright Lights Big City called Take a Shot. With well over 8.5 million people, Moscow is the most populated European city. And it's a much funnier backdrop for a story about cocaine abuse than New York. I don't know why the producers didn't think of that. Yeah, that's it for round 3. One Jack Attack coming up right after this. Welcome to the Jack Attack. When you see 2 words on the screen that match, hit your buzzer. If you're right, I'll give you 2,000 bucks. If you're wrong, you're going down 2,000. But don't forget, remember the clue. Not any old word's gonna do it. It's gotta be a match that fits this clue. Animals kids love, as opposed to the animals certain adults love. Make your mothers really happy, and I know what makes your mothers happy. Let's look at the scores. Player 2's got it. Well, what do you know, Player 2? You came out with a sound victory. Now listen to this sound.
You don't know Jack!
Howdy, kids. This is Pecos Bucky here, telling you to tune in next week for another exciting episode of You Don't Know Jack the Netshow. Woohoo! And they didn't even pay me to say this. Woohoo!
Very nice work, people. Let's get those commercials going. Cookie, hon, are we doing this again or what?
Hey, players, if you want to do this again, just let me know. All right.
Oh,
well, if that's the way you want it.
Right?